Do you ever feel an obligation or pressure to learn Hawaiian culture or kind of be more Hawaiian? Because there's different definitions of Hawaiian. You know, there's like the Kanaka Maoli, there's blood, genealogy, there's citizenship, and there's like just the Hawaiian values, you know?
I don't really feel like a pressure, but I feel more of like a responsibility, especially as like Miss Hawaii's. Like we actually both took Olala Hawaii in like college. And I think it should be like everybody's responsibility to like learn like to speak Olala Hawaii, because that's like what like the original language of, you know, Hawaii. And, you know, even though like technically like English and Pidgin is like our you know, official language, I think
Yeah,
Hawaiian
is also.
right. Yeah. And I think there should be more like Hawaiian speaking people. Like I wish I could hear it more in like grocery stores and, you know, not just like on Hawaiian Airlines. You know what I mean?
Melina mai kako, mahalo na ka.
Like I think it should be more normalized.
Yeah, for sure. I remember our kumus back in college, which gosh feels like forever ago. Kumu Kainoa, hello, if you're watching. But he was just saying like how important it is, and that's why I felt like it was like a responsibility. Like I would even see other kids like, you know, from like Virginia or random places that wanted to learn, because he was saying once the language goes, like there goes the entire culture. And I was like, oh my gosh, pressure. So I was like, and it made me want to like really do it. So I did 2 years, and I was like, oh, this was really good. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, and I think above the language is important, you know, because like what is any culture without their language, you know?
You're right.
But just learning the history of Hawaii, just very little too, just so you can share with people, just so you know personally too, is super important. So hopefully I'll get a lot more historians on and because there's a lot of this guy, the one you met outside, Steven, I just met him. He was talking to Jordan and I about the history of the shaka.
Oh,
And that was super interesting.
That's
wow.
I don't know if, because I know like very little about like Hamana Kalili or whatever, the guy on the plantation. He got his hands or his fingers chopped off, and then that's why he has a shaka. And then it goes deeper than that to like, you know, the surf culture and whatever. But he was telling us a lot of interesting stuff on how it really surrounds Aloha and Aloha spirit with Auntie Pilaki something. I can't remember. But yeah, stuff like that.
That's so cool.
We aren't necessarily taught that in school.
Right.
So to hear these stories from other people as adults, it's like, how do we not know this?
Right. I feel like I learned more, honestly, about Hawaiian culture just through like talking story with all the aunties and uncles. Like we grew up in Kahala, and like I'm like, oh yeah, my uncle Manny, he was like, oh yeah, that was like Pikaki farms back in the day. And it's like, wow, I would have like never known that. Or even Ka'ohao, like Lanikai, it was like watermelon farms like for a long time. And now like Hopena's family were like trying to grow, we've like been growing watermelon. Like they made a garden, and so they're like,
cool.
yeah, they're trying to like, I don't know, like get a little more connected to like, you know, maybe what it was, or, you know, I don't know. I think it's like things like that, like little things like that is like important to know like where we come from.